Being in nature is like one of my favourite things. Just no technology around there. It's good to just look up every once in a while and just remember that there is like a big, whole massive world out there. I just feel good being out in the water. Every time I go out, I just feel like I've been reset. The slate's kind of wiped clean. I'm ready to go back to work. She knows that she knows. She'll make you lose your focus. She gon' make you fold and show you no emotion. So I'm Ruben Fleetwood and I'm 21 from Whangamata. Look at being in that one. I was homeschooled until I was 10. There was 8 kids. I loved growing up in a big family. All of us kids would play around the farm and stuff, horse riding, climbing trees and all that kind of stuff during the day, and then at night time we'd like fall asleep to my pop and my uncles and dad playing guitar. That was my first memories of like music, them just jamming away. It's our like go-to jam.
Every night I used to just play. So with their mum as well, always did. So it's not a, I suppose it's not a surprise that it's part of what he's doing, you know.
I come here quite a bit with my close friends. Like, this has always been like our spot to chill. Has a view of my favourite wave in New Zealand, like the Whangamata bar, and then just the whole beach. Growing up in Whangamata, like in music terms, as an artist, the community played a massive part. There was a committee that sponsored like some gear for me. They got my first loop pedal and Roland speaker and stuff. So I was able to play gigs around town. This one I've had for ages. It was like my first ever guitar, and I did kind of gigs all around Whanga with. My mum wanted to buy me my first guitar, so she ended up buying it for me. And I really liked Ed Sheeran at the time, so she got me his signature guitar. But most of the names on here are my family and my friends, kind of people who have just made like a bit of an impact. Yeah, it's pretty much a part of me, this little get now. I kind of experienced my mental health battles near the end of my schooling, kind of. I feel like that's when I had like most pressure on me. I mean, I was like head boy, and I was being asked like constantly, what are you doing next? Yeah, I never kind of felt like happy within myself because I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know why I was feeling what I was feeling. Like, it is such a small town and everyone's kind of invested in each other's lives, and that's a really good thing. But then kind of, I found once you leave school, for me, there wasn't much to do. And I found myself always getting in my head because I wasn't keeping myself busy. Lonely people in crowded room. Don't ask in the morning, I just hit it. Told you I'm different. Don't you act distant forever, I'm ready. I spent kind of a year just like working in Whangamata, posting covers and stuff. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't moving forward. It wasn't that I lost my passion for music. I just kind of had to reevaluate and figure out what I wanted to do next. But But then got like a DM from one of the A&R at Sony, and I thought it was like a joke. They were saying like, I've like seen a cover of yours on Facebook and would love to catch up with you. We kind of set up a meet in Auckland, had lunch and stuff, and like talked over a bit of a development deal, and then kind of things went from there. I was just thinking like, how did this even happen, you know, like coming from such a small town. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played. I'm excited, I'm feeling good. A little bit nervous. It's a little scary, because I haven't like really performed in front of people, I'd say, in a while. I got signed in the pandemic, so like there was no live performances going on. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the vibes, Before I start, I just want to say thank you to the venue for giving myself and the other artists the opportunity to play our music. Yeah, let's get into it.
Feels like I'm chasing. There's always something on my mind. I wanna know what's waiting. Never seem to cross the line. Why do I stay here? I could leave it all behind.
Being up on the stage is kind of like, it's a way to express myself. Yeah, just connecting with an audience and stuff. It's a whole different vibe than anything else.
Don't know why I keep running back to the same shit. Is it 'cause I'm lazy? Maybe I'm complacent. Don't know why
It's almost addicting, like being able to perform for people. The more you perform, the bigger the crowd you want to perform in front of, like the more people you want to, like affect. When I was first writing my first songs, we're getting like all the promo work together. I just realized it was so much more than just music. When you're putting yourself out there, doing interviews and stuff, it's about your personality, your style, your image. The music's just one kind of cog in the whole machine, Yeah, that's always a hard one, because there's so much online of like what you should look like or like the perfect body type, I feel like sometimes I get a little down on myself just from how people perceive my music, I'd say. I see like other artists perform and I'm like, damn, like they know what they're doing and they've obviously like practiced real hard for this. That's probably the running theme for me. It's like comparing myself to other artists or other people in general.
Speed dial, a bottle full of your hardest. In a city, no limits, goes the highest. Yeah.
I kind of write goals every now and then, so they're always changing, but I want to release like an album at some point soon. Just a whole body of work of like myself would be cool. And then I'm part Māori, so I want to be able to like know my culture and learn my language.
You know I've noticed I'm looking at you. Hey, that he's looking at you.
So my flatmate's doing the full immersion Te Reo Māori course. So she's been just putting little like sticky notes all around, like labelling all the items in the house with the Māori translation, so we kind of learn and pick up words as well along the way. Then Waiata Anthems obviously came around and the label asked if we wanted to kind of do a song or it's translated into Māori. I never really like grew up knowing too much about it. Bringing it into music is like a whole different level. I felt like I was learning different parts of myself almost. I think it's awesome that people are creating music and translating it into Māori. It's cool, but then like, for me personally, the ultimate goal is to be able to write songs in Māori.
te reo, te take.